this is Yolanda from the Art Crafts channel. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do this little design. You can use it for blankets, shawls, anything else. It's really easy. You can use any size hook or yarn. I hope you'll enjoy it, and let's get the party started. Here I'm going to go ahead and mount up 26 chains. So here. To make our design, I'm going to be using two colors. I'm using a soft, like a lilac color, and a baby pink. I'm going to be using an H hook, but of course you can use whatever size is appropriate to the yarn. This calls for a G, but I think the H might be a bit easier to see. The pattern is a repeat of 12 chains plus 2 more at the end. So I'm going to do 2 repeats. I'm going to start off with 24 chains, add the 2 more that you need, the extra 2. So I'm going to start off with 26 chains. Now you can make it as wide as you want if you're doing a blanket or whatever you're doing. Just make sure that they're all multiples of 12. If you don't like doing math, then just count 1 through 12. Then start again 1 through 12 until you get the width you want, and then add 2 more at the end. So right here, I'm just going to do 26 chains. So I'll come back when I've done those. Okay, I've completed my 26 chains. So now I'm going to begin by doing 1 single crochet in every chain, beginning on the second chain from the hook. Remember, this is your working yarn loop, so that doesn't count as a chain. So here's 1, and then my first single crochet will be here in the second chain, and I will do 1 single crochet in every chain all the way across. So chain right there, without yarning over, pull out. There'll be 2 loops of yarn on your hook, and you pull through both of those. So that will be your first single crochet, and I'm going to do that all the way across, 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way across. Okay, I have completed my row of single crochet all the way across. So if you're doing 2 pattern repeat, then you'll have 25 single crochets. Here I'm going to chain 1, and then actually let me see here, you can chain 1. I turn my work here. Okay, and so now here what I'm going to do is that I am going to do a single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, the first 2 stitches. Remember, this is the first stitch, here's the next one, so here's 1 and then 2. And now here we're going to start doing some of our designs here. So now here we are going to chain 1. We're going to single crochet. We're going to skip one of these single crochets. Then we're going to do 1 half double crochet in the next single crochet. We're going to chain 1, miss 1. It's just going to be a repeating. So let me just show you what I mean by that. I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to skip this next stitch here. And in the following stitch there, I'm going to do a half double crochet. So to do the half double crochet, I yarn over, go into that next stitch, pull my yarn out. There'll be 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to pull through all 3 hooks, all 3 loops. And now I'm going to chain 1, skip the next stitch, and in my following stitch here, a double crochet. Trying to see my notes here. Go through the first 2, then the next 2. So see how we're going up. We're going to chain 1, do another double crochet, skipping the next stitch. So here in the next one, basically we're going up, and then we're going to come back down because we're making a little arch there. Okay, my yarn got stuck here. So now we're going to chain 1, skip the next stitch, and do a half double crochet, yarn over, pull through all 3. Okay, and now we're going to chain 1, skip that next stitch, and then here I'm going to do a single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So here I'm not skipping anymore. I'm skipping that one. Now I'm the next one. 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, and then let me get some more yarn here. Getting stuck there. 3 single crochets. So here you can start seeing already that it's creating that little wave there. Okay. So now once again, I'm going to repeat what I just did here. I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to do a half double, skipping the next stitch, half double crochet. So there's 3 loops, you go through all 3. chain one. Every time we chain, we're skipping that stitch underneath in this row. And then here on the next stitch, I'm going to do a double crochet. So I yarn over, come out. There's 3 loops. I pull through the first 2, then the second 2. I'm going to chain 1, skip the next stitch, do a double crochet in the next, chain 1, and now I'm going to skip the next stitch, do my half double crochet, pull through all stitches. There we go. And then I'm going to do a single crochet in each of the last 2 stitches. So here, just go in without yarning over, 1 and 2. So those are the 2 repeats here. It's just single crochet all the way to the end. So here, even in that little chain stitch, I'm going to do a single crochet all the way to the end. So this is just easy. Make sure if you can't see the stitch, you could turn around, and there I could see my stitch better. I'm trying to hold this with my fingers not being in the way. So here we go. Sometimes I crochet so tight that it's hard to go back in the stitches. So go ahead, 1 single crochet all the way to the end. I'm coming to the last stitch, and I'm going to be changing colors. So I'm just going to go into my stitch, pull out my yarn, but before I close it, I'm going to change the color. I'm going to cut off this color. You could color, pull it through, and so now I've changed yarns. Get the little tail here. I want to leave a little bit of a longer tail so it's easier to kind of sew in. Totally up to you how you do it. Some people don't even make a knot, so I don't know. I still don't understand how their stuff doesn't fall apart, because I've tried that and it all comes apart. So here, I just made a little knot. Sorry guys. I'm trying to work around a tripod, and it's kind of an awkward position. So now here for my next row. Okay, so now for my next row, it's just going to be another row of single crochet. I chain, turn my stitches. My work's going to work 1 single crochet in every stitch. So all the way across, I'm working a single crochet in my new color. So go ahead and work in every stitch all the way across a single crochet. Okay, I finished my row of single crochet. To go on to row number 5, then I need to chain 3. So here I'm going to do 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to turn my work over. Let me see if I can get a little bit further back there. So here now in my next stitch there, I'm going to do a double crochet. This 3 chains is counting as a double crochet. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, do a double crochet there. Okay. And now here, I'm going to chain 1, skip the next stitch, and in the following stitch, I'm going to do a half double crochet right there. So here, pull through all 3, chain 1, skip the next stitch, and then 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3, just like that. And now I'm going to chain 1, skip the next stitch, and then I'm going to do a half double crochet, chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet, chain 1, skip the next stitch, another double crochet, chain 1, skip the next stitch, half double crochet, chain 1, and then here I'm going to do a single crochet in each of the next 3. So I'm going to skip this one, do here 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to chain 1, skip the next stitch, do a half double crochet, chain 1, and then here I'm going to skip this next stitch and do 1 double crochet in each of the last 2 stitches. So here's 1 and 2. Okay. Now this is what our little pattern is looking like, that little kind of wavy area. So now here for our next row, I'm just going to chain for row 6. I'm just going to chain 1, turn my work over, and now you're going to do a single crochet in every stitch. Remember that the chain 3 counts as a stitch, so your last stitch will be there. So I'm going to go ahead and do 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way across. Okay, I finished my row, and let me see if I can show you what it looks like. Just a repeat. And so here now, you're just going to repeat rows 2 all the way to here, till the end, 6. And usually here, I would then change to the purple, the lilac again, to keep making the pattern. This is the wrong side, so if I turn it around, it'll look prettier. See that, how it looks nice? So it's just a little wave like that. I'm going to work a few more rows just to show you what it looks like. But this is basically all you would do. Then you would just change your colors, and then continue the same way. So you would change your colors and then continue rows 2 all the way here till the end that I had, 2 to 6. And then you would just continue changing your colors there. So I'm going to do some more. I'll show you what it looks like. I hope you like this one. Okay, so here I did a repeat so you can see what it looked like. You would just continue repeating your rows 2 to 6 for the rest of your pattern. Just remember that you have multiples of 12 plus 2 at the end of your row. So just make it as long as you need to do it. And like I said, you could use more than 2 colors. I wouldn't recommend more than 4 because then it gets a little bit busier. But then, of course, it depends on what you like. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial. Please be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and remember always that God loves you.